Hey guys, and welcome to another Pokemon TCG pack opening. This time we have Pokemon Black and White Legendary Treasures. Let's dive in. Okay, so first up we have Mischievous. 60 health psychic type with a retreat cost of 1, weak to dark. Spooky Shot. 1 psychic, 1 normal, 20 damage. A mid-level basic attack for a basic Pokemon. Nothing to write home about. Here we have Gibble. 50 health dragon type Pokemon with a retreat cost of 1, 2 times weak, 2 dragon. Tackle, 1 normal energy for 10 damage, most basic attack. Gnaw, 1 water, 1 fighting, 20 damage. Could be quite awkward, requires 2 very different types of energy compared to its own type. Not entirely sure how much play that will see. Ralts, 60 health psychic type, retreat cost of 1, weak to psychic. Mind Bend, 1 psychic, 1 normal for 10 damage. Flip a coin, if heads, the defending Pokemon is now confused. So for an investment of 2 energy, you get 10 damage and a 50% chance of confusing your opponent. Not terribly useful. There are better basic type Pokemon out there. Here we have Woobat. 50 health psychic type with a retreat cost of 1. That resists fighting and is weak to electricity. For 1 psychic energy, dual cut, 10x. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 10 damage times the number of heads. The potential to do 20 damage for 1 energy is interesting, though not likely to happen very often. His low health means he might not see very much play. Victini, 60 health fire type Pokemon. Retreat cost of 1, weak to water. Ability, Victory Star. Once during your turn, after you flip any coins for an attack, you may ignore all effects of those coin flips and begin flipping those coins again. You can't use more than 1 Victory Star ability each turn. So if you're playing a deck that has a lot of coin flip abilities in it, Victini can help you get a greater chance of inflicting those status effects on your opponents. Stored Power. 1 fire, 1 normal, 30 damage. Move all energy attached to this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Potentially useful for if the Victini looks like it's not going to last much longer. You can use it to power up the next Pokemon that you would bring into play, or if your opponent is likely to use things like Gust of Wind type effects to make you swap up playable Pokemon. Next card is Gyarados, the evolved form of Magikarp. 130 health water type Pokemon. Retreat cost of 3, weak to electricity. Howling Rampage, 1 water, 1 normal, 20x damage. Deals 20 damage times the number of prize cards both players have taken. So, for 2 energy, you get 20 damage, with the potential to do a lot more, depending on how well the two of you are doing. Late game, this can stack to do a reasonable amount of damage. And Hydro Splash. 2 water, 3 normal for 120 damage. Very high damaging attack, but requires a very high energy investiture into Gyarados. Unless you're playing cards that make it very easy to put lots of energy onto him, it may take a while before you're able to use Hydro Splash. Perhaps more useful for his Howling Rampage ability. Stunfisk, 90 HP fighting type Pokemon. Retreat cost of 3. Attract, 1 fighting energy. If the defending Pokemon tries to attack during your opponent's next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, that attack does nothing. Potentially useful to slow down a particularly dangerous Pokemon. Could slow down decks that rely on one big Pokemon to do a lot of damage very quickly. Mud Slap, 2 fighting, 1 basic energy for 70 damage. So a Investiture of 3 energy, you can deal 70 damage. Not a bad ability. Not a bad little creature. Quite good for stalling your opponent and then hitting them for quite a high amount of damage. Curlier, the evolved form of Ralts. 70 health, Psychic type. Retreat cost of 1, weak to Psychic. Tiptoe Step, 1 Psychic energy. Draw a card for each Psychic energy attached to this Pokemon. That ability has quite a lot of potential. Card draw is always useful. The only drawback is to be able to draw lots of cards, you have to invest a reasonable amount of Psychic energy onto Curlier. Double Slap. 1 Psychic, 1 Normal, 20x. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 20 times the number of heads. Similar ability that we've seen earlier in the pack. It has a reasonably low chance of dealing 40 damage for 2 energy. Most useful perhaps for its Tiptoe Step. Prinplup. The second form of the water starter type. 90 health water type Pokemon. Retreat cost of 2, weak to electricity. Water Splash. 1 water, 1 normal energy, 20 plus. Flip a coin, if heads, this attack does 30 more damage. So for 2 energy, you have a 50-50% chance of dealing 50 damage. Not bad. Not bad. Leads into Empoleon. But perhaps more useful for Empoleon. Here we have Emolga, a 70 HP electric type, with no retreat cost, potentially useful. A resistance to fighting, and a weakness to electricity. Call for Family, 1 normal energy. Search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Very useful ability at the start of the game, especially if you've got a trainer card heavy deck. Helps you to fill out your bench quickly. Static Shock. 1 electric energy for 20 damage. Good attack for a basic Pokemon. 1 energy, 20 damage. Twice as good as Tackle on some basic Pokemon. For this pack, Emolga here might be my pick because of his strong early game. Thanks guys, and until next time.